North American LCS in our final match. Team Dignitas versus LMQ. It's a good old-fashioned battle for first place with CLG's loss to TSM today. One of these teams will be taking sole possession of the top spot.
And with Dignitas, we've seen a trend where they play fairly sloppy in the last game of the week. And this was evident most recently in their decisive loss to Complexity. In that game, pretty much things went wrong all over the map. Zhao and Spartan overextended early in the top lane. In the bottom lane, both KiWiKiD and Crumbzz had a couple of failed flashes. And then in the mid lane now, Shiphtur didn't necessarily make a lot of mistakes early, but the team was getting pushed around so hard that he didn't get to use his first shockwave until 25 minutes into the game.
And we've talked before about how Dignitas plays fast and loose, but XiaoWeiXiao has talked about LMQ's preparation, saying they come into each week with a plan for every single game.
And LMQ will definitely have a plan ready for Dignitas because these two teams have been neck and neck all split long. Yeah. They've been fighting for that first place, and last time that they met, Dignitas were the ones who were able to hand LMQ their first LCS loss ever. Now, the plan for LMQ used last week versus Cloud9 was along the lines of the old Gambit motto, see hero, kill hero. They brought several strong AoE ultimates to create a good teamfight comp, but then they didn't even wait to use their ultis for the team fights. Most of the time, they just saw somebody out of position, they used their long cooldown of AoE only on a single person just to get that advantage by taking them off the map, and then they were able to get the objective afterwards.
Yep, and LMQ is known for their early game full court press. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that can backfire and give their opponents an opening to take control of the game.
Last game we played LMQ, we ended up winning in a very convincing fashion. We snowballed off level 1.
This is a really good time we invade.
They're going to be able to hold this bush. Oh my god, NoName! How about no HP? That was instant. 2 minutes in, first blood.
我们在面对第二季的时候，由于我们在一级团上的失误，然后他们对面就利用这个时间点一直在滚雪球，对我们线上就是每一条路都进行干扰，然后我们并没有找到任何机会，所以当时我们输了。
They look very hard for some sort of early advantage, and if they don't get that early advantage, they fall behind because they put a lot of resources into it.
他们都让 Shiphtur 选一个清线比较厉害的，然后就拖了我们整个队伍的节奏。
They really like to starve their top laner and have him run around and make plays, and usually they just let XiaoWeiXiao farm up and everyone else just tries to make plays.
We have an idea so what they're going to do in the early game, so we'll prepare accordingly. If we beat them through there, then we should win.
Very good words from each team, but I don't think it's really going to be enough that kind of pulls one or the other ahead. We've seen each team win, we've seen each team lose, and if they really think it's up to Shiphtur, then there should be a lot of bans for that mid lane coming from LMQ.
A lot of tension between these guys. You can see, whenever you see that replay of a jungler at level 1, you get invaded at your first buff, and he panic flashes into the wall. That's just the worst feeling. Like,
is it though, Kobe?
It's the worst thing you can have.
Let's get into this one, our final LCS game of the day, and check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is Dignitas. That means it's Xian, Spartan in the top lane, Crumbzz in the jungle, Shiphtur in mid, Imaqtpie in AD carry, and WeiKiD on support.
WeiKiD. On the red side, it's LMQ. Up top, Ackerman. In the jungle, NoName. Mid, XiaoWeiXiao. AD carry Vasilii and support more.
And that takes us to our featured matchup for today, Imaqtpie versus Vasilii.
And there should definitely be a lot of action in this bottom lane because both of these AD carries have shown that they are not shy and they will go aggressive in 2 versus 2 matchups. And with the new patch, there is less sustain, so it could draw the attention of junglers as well very early on. And QTPie especially should be very happy with a few of his go-to items like that Ghostblade getting buffed. He was one who picked up Ghostblade on Lucian even before it was buffed up, before anyone else in the LCS. Meanwhile, Vasilii, not only does Vasilii also love Lucian, but he also plays Qi-Lin, who benefits from the 4.10 itemization changes as well, and may open up a different strategy for LMQ.
And we're about to get into Champion Select on this one. Looking at the last game, 29 minutes, 26-minute inhibitor from Dignitas. They took the win, and Dig's kind of been on the up and up, and they usually do play better against top-tier teams, ones they know they have to put themselves under pressure for, and a little more aggression.
Yeah, and talking about aggression, LMQ, they have the most average kills coming into this week of any team in North American US, but also the second most average deaths. So they just like to fight a lot. This is not taken into account game time length, but Dignitas also have the least amount of deaths of any team. So interesting clash.
Very coordinated in their executions. A lot of times we'll see Dignitas with very high kill scores, namely Shiphtur in that mid lane. Something they said, you know, he likes to focus the wave clear champions, something that they said shuts them down quite hard. LMQ's preparation, a little bit on Shiphtur, but also can they shut down Crumbzz, somebody who's kind of a lead shot caller on the team. You kind of take that guy out, things go a little slower for the entire team.
And we'll see how they do balance the early game with the late game, because we've seen if you pick an earlier game composition of champions, then you cannot make that mistake. If you're going against a team that just will naturally outscale you, then you have to take your open windows and push your advantage early while you have the upper hand, or else you run into a team that's a late game Kale, Rise, and Jinx who pentakills you inside your fountain.
You don't say. It's like we got some mids being banned out right now. The Kale gets thrown away from Dignitas. The last ban as they go through very fast. Crumbzz grabs himself the Lee Sin to keep mobile. Pressure on the jungle. He feels very comfortable with that first pick.
Captain early game reporting in here. Lee Sin, number one challenger for that spot there. He's definitely a very good start. Crumbzz not only loves this champion, but he's very strong and plays in the Crumbzz style of putting down a lot of wards because he'll naturally pick up that sight stone. So this is just such a strong first pick here from Dignitas. LMQ definitely will have been expecting this though. Leaving Lee Sin up on the table, Dig will almost always take it.
Looks like a utility safety crowd control team so far, LMQ. XiaoWeiXiao's assassins have kind of been knocked out of this one, so he goes back to Orianna for the possible lock-in. Italy is falling out of contention for these guys with this recent changes, so I'm sure there's a sad face there for some people. But moving on to new champions, so get to see some variety. This was seen quite a bit in Korea in the top lane, and Gragas gets locked in for the first time today. Hasn't even been banned either.
Yeah, let's take a look. We'll see. I'm going to keep a close eye on the build here, too, from Gragas, because...
Are you expecting anything?
This is another balance between tank and damage.
All right, so just in general.
A lot of guys will go too heavily to one side and sort of be irrelevant later in the game. Gragas is great for top lane, though. He does percentage health damage, so he's great against any of those tanks. However, with top laners trending more towards utility, we may see a different pick here from Dignitas.
Yeah, they took
Lulu and Kale
out.
Both banned. However, there are still other options. Grom coming in here is going to be big for them because if they don't want a traditional tank up there, then Braum is one of the best supports for you to pick up, so he can tank from the bottom lane.
Good words to live by. Looks like Dig has that Braum for KiWiKiD so far. XiaoWeiXiao slowly locking in the Morgana as Vasilii waiting and thinking. We always see that Moore is the one to pick for XiaoWeiXiao, but they got first pick for mid early, and this Renekton being hovered over as well.
LMQ going to go full Korea here with both the top lane Gragas and the jungle Rengar. Now jungle Rengar, really big fan of the high cooldown reduction builds on him. A lot of people have been trending towards these very high cooldown reductions because that is pretty much the best way to scale him. Just getting off more abilities means you get more empowered attacks. And the empowered attacks are full power regardless of which ability you're maxing. So the more of those you can get off, the better, as well as he provides a lot of lane pressure. Similar to Evelyn coming from
Full Korea works. That was
exactly.
That's a good way to put it, Kobe. Kog'Maw definitely seeing a lot of love in the Korean play for OGN. See if he gets locked in here. Still saw some scary play yesterday as well. Candy Panda couldn't get into a safe position. He was kicked all over the place. Kog'Maw is facing another Lee Sin. Could it be that bad? We'll have to see if Vasilii can get himself in a better position, but awesome picks coming in here on the side of LMQ, and we get to see Zion on Jax today. Haven't seen the Jax back out.
Yep, meanwhile, Dignitas going classic here.
Right.
The Zion, Spartan, split push Jax. Now, that being said, Jax has recently not had a lot of success, and also getting hit in this 4.10 patch a little bit with the itemization changes might be even harder. That being said, Zion Spartan is a master at Jax, one of his favorite champions, and he will still be very at home on that champion.
So that's good. You look at the wheelhouse champions, the at-home champions, and Dignitas has picked up quite a few of those, as well as having Lucian in the bottom lane. So as the champs are now locked in and the game's starting to take shape, let's see how you guys have been voting over at lolesports.com. 63% of you are calling this match for Dignitas.
But now that you have actually seen those team compositions, you can update your vote by tweeting the hashtag DIGWin or the hashtag LMQWin to @LOLesports.
And keep updating it. You can just tell your friends you were right the whole time. It's easy enough. 8-4, both of these teams looking for sole possession of first place. Like we said, with Team Solo Mid's win today, it kind of shuffled things around and allowed for, not the first time we'll have just one person up there, but our ties have not ever been at the top. They've
Gotta
usually
say,
sit in the middle.
I wasn't
Great
expecting
season.
anything less than the start today. Complexity is now 2-0 against Cloud9. That's
Yeah, I woke up saying that too.
Yeah.
No, did not. But great games, great plays. The stretch of the summer has only allowed everybody to get that much better, and new things are being tried.
Yeah.
And the champions coming out, we're seeing not a few new ones, but definitely in different areas.
And you can also see teams trying new things. A lot of teams, not only are a lot of teams getting a lot better in general, but there are games where a lot of these teams are just playing a lot worse. A lot of these top teams are having some very, very poor games where they completely just make mistakes all over the map. So it's that in combination with everything else at the top of the standings has really thrown North America through a loop here. Very hard to predict nowadays.
Yeah.
Because pretty much any given team, even the top ones, are not consistent anymore.
It's always like a team has the other's number. Very interesting. I don't know who's got whose number here as we start. Right now, KiWiKiD looks like he's giving a call over to Moore.
However, Moore gets extra gold for hitting his skill shots there. So
game over.
Early advantage to LMQ.
Almost got it.
I have to say, though, picking up Rengar, this is the perfect champion for LMQ. Because Rengar no longer loses stacks, and he just gains stacks for kills and assists. So no matter what happens, as long as they're fighting, he's going to start his snowball. As somebody dies for Dignitas, then NoName is who will continue to stack that up. And I'm very interested in his build, as a lot of people have been going Pharaoh Flare into cooldown reduction and tank. But some have even been selling the Madreds and going with a spirit item.
At what point would that happen?
So you can keep the Madreds for a long time and get the spirit item. It gives you a lot of jungle camp control. Cacao, I think, did this first.
Wow.
But then Madreds is actually one of the most efficient items to sell. You get 70% of the gold back that you paid for it when you sell it. So you can just sell it later and not even have to create the Pharaoh Flare if you don't like that item. However, a lot of people do like to complete it because it gives you that ward.
Yeah, wards are cool.
Always good for junglers especially. We do have the lane swaps here coming out, and the semi-standard double jungle going to commence. As usual, we will keep an eye on that 3.5-minute dragon, see if Dignitas try and force it, and what LMQ can do to interrupt it. We have not seen very many successful ones as of late. It was really just that first EG attempt that caught everybody off guard.
Something we got to point out is in their attempt to get Shiphtur off a huge lane push, they actually did, putting him on Syndra here, and they're already trying to focus him with a little bit of pressure, so they won't be kind of countered by all that Shiphtur pressure this game with lane sieging.
Yeah. Shiphtur, I mean, Syndra. Syndra, she's no Ziggs, but she does have a decent wave clear of her own. Thing is, both of these mid laners were also hit by the Athene's nerf, so they'll be on fairly even footing. This matchup didn't change too much, except that overall, with less magic resistance, the kill pressure is a little bit higher. So a little bit more dangerous if a jungler does come around.
Or two
will be receiving, we will be receiving a lot more damage.
Look at this mirror.
Yep.
Easy peasy. Like you said, when this happens, usually you take over the other side of the jungle. The river just becomes the midpoint of that. You can see hovering on both sides, Deja Vu.
Also, we do have to note this ward by LMQ down at that dragon. So LMQ will be alerted if Dig go to start it. They know that they're moving for it now. We have a recall from Moore, but it would take him so long to get down there. I think they're going to give up on interrupting it. And now it's just up to How well can Dig juggle the aggro of this dragon to avoid damage? So far, doesn't look like very well.
They're just
Taking
putting
a
the
lot
higher
of
health
hits.
bar on it.
Yeah.
It's really just putting the HP in there.
That's just brute force there.
All right, that's good though. 10:02. We'll be looking at another dragon to come up. They have the time on that. It'll be quite after the buffs, so it's not really going to coincide with what happens on any of those objective engagements.
And that is a pretty substantial, 900 gold now.
Really.
Pretty big pickup for them. LMQ will be alerted, though. We talked about that ward. They'll know when the dragon will come back up. Rengar's just trying to get to level 6, by the way, as quickly as possible. A lot of kill pressure once Orianna is 6 in lane. Middle is very easy for Rengar to gank. It's all going to be up to Shiphtur.
Yeah.
Quick reactions. He'll have to land a good stun if Rengar decides to go for that mid lane for his first gank.
First back for the mids, we'll see what they come out with. As we said, the 2v nuns kind of put those mid laners on an island, so it'll be up to them to really harass each other down and keep the rotations from coming out of mid lane. 5 minutes in, so we've got the matchup, but it's the Zion Spartan and KiWiKiD, and Vasilii and more on the other side.
KiWiKiD trying to get some CS for his buddy over there. Does have the Targon.
A little quick chat with Shiphtur. We'll get this situated. Both teams pretty much kind of even Stevens right now as we come into the game. A little bit of that gold lead because they're dragon, but not much has been pressured due to that. Dignitas has been able to use that gold to pick up the pink wards, which will start to lead into their map control.
Yeah, 3 pink wards right now. And by the way, there aren't any on the map, so those are the only ones in the game. This is true to the reinvented Dignitas that we've seen this split. Very, very heavy vision concentration for them. A lot of emphasis put on that very early on.
Shiphtur's key bindings are off. We get those coordinated quite quick. It's a little different when you're hitting something you don't flash or ignite. But who knows? It may be something different. Each player has their own way of playing. I talked to an AD carry the other day that moves his camera with WASD.
Weird.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say about that.
Destroyed me. He's practically challenger, so he's pretty good. Everybody has their own way of doing things. They're actually talking about it over in OGN today when somebody's mouse went out. They kicked it out and couldn't get it to work. And you're like, if those settings don't all come back the way you usually play, things get tough. And it's pretty hard to get back into the game.
Especially
drivers aren't always
the
the nicest thing.
The mouse is key. If you don't have the correct sensitivity that you're used to,
right?
It feels like playing a whole nother game.
What is this? We're still in the same one?
Am I playing CSGO right now? Yeah.
We're still in the same game. However, Dig versus LMQ, game 4 here of week 6. And we are back 5.5 minutes in. Still no kills, but that dragon towards Dig we were talking about. And instantly as they get the chance, they place those 2 of 3 pink wards onto the map.
Sneaky little move here, though, Crumbzz. Not only do they have Jax Braum crazy stun combo, but adding Lee Sin damage in here. Very volatile lane here for Vasilii. Let's see how dangerous this does get. Everybody coming to the party. All right, pink ward's going to see him, though. This will be a 4 versus 3 if they can catch someone. Can't catch anybody. Good pink ward. Does get taken out, though.
All right, so no real gain here nor there. That didn't stop Vasilii from farming, and Imaqtpie still free
2 versus 3
in the bottom lane.
Deep.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get a fight out of this one. 3v2, NoName. That's going to be a concussive pose lockdown. Ackerman, the body slam over the wall. Scattered weak onto Ackerman, and that's going to be a black shield that may help, may not. The crowd control's already been used, so the damage hits through, and it's going to be a shield save. Wall the flash! That's going to be a hit. There's the burn. He uses an ability to try and get the regen, but it doesn't work.
That was just a very poor call from LMQ.
Close.
See, they forced everybody back out of the lane from Dignitas, but that's still 3 members, and they're going for a 2-man invade. Top squad there, Vasilii and Moore not really reacting with the invade. So it all falls apart for LMQ. This is the early game that we talked about, early advantage. And we talked about these stuns coming in big. Counter-Strike hits both, damage from Lee Sin, pretty easy here. Now Shiphtur, the knockback hits, but the ball didn't touch him. So it wasn't a stun, just the knockback. However, Shiphtur gets 2 more balls on the ground right behind him, and they're still in range for his ultimate. Those 2 extra Syndra balls on the ground just behind him there, adding enough damage.
And they're even able to buy enough time. 20 to 30 seconds in the jungle. Last time we saw him, it was 6:40. They're going to pick up the blue as it respawns.
Man, that slow move by Xiao over to try and help Ackerman because he was CSing in the mid lane. Yeah, he got a few more CS, but cost your top laner their life. Scrog is going to have a hard time getting back into this game.
Good play there to get themselves back over. The knowledge of that being stolen, though, is there from the pink ward. He walks right past. He's going to go ahead and clear that. Looks like he knows it's there, though. No, he does not.
I wonder if LMQ ever got vision of Crumbzz even in that bush.
Ah.
Because that would be the only
They seem a little
reason.
headstrong running in there.
It would be the only reason that they would go for that invade. And even then, 2 versus 2 in that jungle versus Braum and Jax would be risky. Regardless, though, that was the early game that they were talking about trying to take advantage of LMQ. And once again, they've done a good job. They've got an early lead versus LMQ. This is exactly the situation that you want to be in. We'll see how LMQ actually react to this one, because in the past, they have just continued to try and make moves and keep up the pressure. We'll see what they do once they get this level 6 Rengar.
Yep.
What you want to do, fully stack your Ferocity, and then probably go gank your Orianna lane, because Rengar jumping in, you can time your Shockwave right as he lands, easy land the snare, and you can actually have 2 snares. All that damage in the time of the CC will probably be enough.
Could work out for them quite well. We see the back from XiaoWeiXiao in the mid lane. He's only got CS up on Shiphtur because he took Wraith Camps just now with NoName. That's usually how XiaoWeiXiao gets himself in that high CS gold situation. Crumbzz and KiWiKiD hovering this spot right here. Crumbzz liking the spot when he just wants to pick apart a team, and they make sure they don't get any of their objectives or any map movement.
Yeah, they were trying to prey on the blue buff handoff, but XiaoWeiXiao already has his blue buff. Wasn't going to pick it up, and a little bit of a mistimed attempt there, but not going to cost him. Here it is, the mid lane. Let's see if they can pull off this combo.
Looking Shiphtur, he gets warned out. Not going to be enough. They throw the Shockwave in. There it is, the finisher. The kick goes up, but NoName doesn't really go anywhere. And it looks like they're going to be able to get the kill they wanted. Like you said, Kobe, waiting for 6, and it worked out.
Yeah, a little dirty, though. Being alerted there, he had to jump to the minion and then barely got his empowered snare off. NoName escapes by the skin of his teeth. Good ultimate from XiaoWeiXiao to pull Shiphtur back into range. Close call here. Crumbzz tried to get that counter gank off. But again, as we talked about LMQ, they continue to try these moves. That one pays off. Gets them one step closer to back in this game.
Let's see what Dig can do, trying to set something up. They know they're calling over I'm a cutie pie for this, so they're waiting for anybody else to make a wrong move. Looking around the map as Dig picks up some more gold. Zion Spartan starts a double Doran's Blade start to Ackerman's double Doran Ring. A little different from top laners, but we also haven't seen Jax or Gragas in the NA 4.10.
2 dragons in a row for Dig is really big. With the increased gold value of that objective, you really can't give them away as much as you used to. Crumbzz especially has been very vocal about how much emphasis you should put on the dragons nowadays. He is definitely very, very happy with how this early game has started out, as should be the rest of Dig.
Dig remains this consistent in the game. Usually it becomes quite a fluid game for them. They're able to follow up on a lot of the aggression, and the communication looks stellar throughout the entire time. Blade of the Rune King now finished up on Cutie Pie. Be able to just use that to farm in lane. There's really no objectives to force LMQ into right now. So Crumbzz, he's going to go looking.
Yeah, Cutie Pie definitely going to go with that Rune King into Ghost Blade build. He's very happy about the increased rotation for Ghost Blade active.
Smile from ear to ear when he heard that guy was back.
See if they can collapse on this invade.
Looks like they're coming out of base. Ackerman and NoName wouldn't really be able to do much to solidify a kill between those two beefs of Crumbzz and KiWiKiD. So it looks like they make it out safely, but they split. They are being a little bit dangerous.
Well, yeah,
in
they're
their
trying to bait right now.
Yeah.
NoName was trying to stay out of vision, so they could actually collapse if Crumbzz decided to come over. Doesn't happen for them. Normally, it's very dangerous to invade Rengar's jungle because he has so much mobility inside his own jungle, being able to use these bushes to his advantage. Xiao gets collapsed on.
Oh, only one hit of concussive blows. No follow-up there from any auto attacks. 2-1 in kills. Both teams respecting the power of each other. And LMQ is really keeping it in mind that they got to get Vasilii big. He hasn't really seen any dangerous situations yet. LMQ's playing the game they want.
Yeah, let's see how long top lane. Whoa, here goes the ulti.
That's KiWiKiD. He grabs a lot. That's the ulti as well from the Shockwave. Crumbzz just on the other side. He is toying with fire right now, sitting on top of a ward, and he knows it.
Yep, once again, multiple ultimates by LMQ used on a single player, just the support there to get them the man advantage on the map. Now they really want to contest this blue.
As long as he keeps blue in between goal side, he can't catch a dark binding, but they finally pull it back over to him.
Better get it in the bush. Crumbzz might try and smoke it. Oh, he baits him in with that.
It's going to be worth. Living Artillery coming down. They still have vision from that, but it's not full range from Vasilii yet. He's only got the rank 1. This is going to be big. They get out of the explosive cask, and it's going to be the hit. Blade of the Rune King comes off. Flashes the binding. PewDiePie just at the last second.
Now, they weren't able to get a kill off of that, and they left top lane alone.
Right,
this
that
is
teleport
a
was
Jax.
big.
Yes, Jax got hit a little bit with the changes, but he's still a beast in the late game as far as split pushing goes.
Getting that Xian, he's going to take this down quite fast as well. So hits there. Crumbzz quite hurt, so he won't be coming out of the jungle after this. You can see him blinking on the screen. Sion's going to need at least one more wave, and he may actually be pushed off of this. Going to see Ackerman coming top. So Dig is kind of setting up. They know they have themselves a gold lead, and they've been pressuring it quite well. Crumbzz may have gotten himself into a scary situation there, but they pulled out of it.
Yeah, and this, on the other side, this Rengar here in the jungle, he hasn't gone for some very early cooldown reductions. See if he upgrades his boots to Boots of the City or not. A lot of people have been getting the Kindle Gem rather than that giant spell so they can have more offensive capabilities with the lower cooldowns. What? He actually is trying to get an early Randuin's Omen. That item was hit so bad in the 410 patch.
Well, if you're an 80 carry, then you're smiling.
Yeah, it's great for you guys.
All the tanks. This is an item you got to put in your pocket now. We're not seeing any Sunfire capes just yet early either, but the top laner is not really ones to build. See the early Triforce going to be in the hands of Xion Spartan. We talked about the Xian coming out behind Ackerman. Going to see a kick to the fat man on this one. The double, if he can hit this, great. There's the one. Oh, the concussive blows goes on. That just means he's going to be locked up with the extra damage on top. They lay down the cherry. Who's going to get it? Who wants it, guys? That's what they're saying right now.
Well, they definitely want Jax to get it.
It's going to be no focus. As long as LMQ isn't getting anything out of this, they're good. Crumbzz will take it. Not too bad overall. Great pickup there. Crumbzz with the Sightstone as well. Also on KiWiKiD, they're utilizing this. Free moves through the jungle, getting him kills like that.
Yeah, I was wondering how bad did they want to put that money on Xion because he had Flash. They don't want it on him that bad. An assist will be just fine for him. Crumbzz can take that money. Maybe Crumbzz can use that to further advance their mid-game here with Lee Sin. He has hit his main two items here, the mobility of the Sightstone plus his jungle item already. What's that? I can't hear you. Jax is beating on a turret.
KiWiKiD always adding aggression, and he's toned down his...
Pretty early here.
Oh dear. Got in range. LMQ trying to pick off Shiphtur in the mid lane. They still see him as a very big threat, and why not? Taking down the damage dealer, the front end burst on your team is no easy task, and would easily give LMQ mid turret. Now they're forced to sit back and let Dig ward their side of the jungle again.
Interesting, dangerous invade here. They don't have too deep of wards because LMQ have set up some defensive pinks of their own. But man, they are just holding on by the edges here. This is jungle battleground.
This is pretty taunting.
Quickly going to Dignitas' favor. But Vasilii gets one there.
You're farming right in front of the enemy. It just kind of puts him on tilt that
much. No teleport
for
Ackerman here. So another Dragon going for Dig. Will they just go for this anyways? It's pretty late.
Oh, the culling's going to be right up front. Not actually used just yet. He holds it. Now hitting NoName. NoName splits off to the left. A two-man Shockwave not doing all that much damage, but Ackerman comes in to disperse the fight and give them the section off they need, taking down Xion. Oh, the hit from Crumbzz. He comes in, taking down NoName. A little bit of jungler love back and forth there. And it looks like they're going to have the aggression in mid.
Yeah, LMQ not in position in time, so they pay for it. Not only Dragon, but also NoName going down there and answer. It was a great ultimate from Ackerman. Got to give him credit there to pick up the Jax kill. But even with just that, it wouldn't have been an ideal situation for them. Dignitas just skyrocketing out of control here.
A great start, too.
Yeah, great initiation there. Shiphtur not hesitating, pops off the ulti. Yep, perfect job. That's exactly what you want to do when you have a Garth's ulti, is knock everyone away except for a single target that you're trying to kill. Shiphtur, beautiful stun over the wall while Crumbzz is going for the kill. This time around, good coordination from Dig, and they've had that Dragon timer down pat. 1, 2, 3, and that's where most of the gold does come from for the team.
The Dragon's been controlled, the map has been controlled. The first pick, Lee Sin, came in, and he's got full kill participation, 3-0-2 in the 5 kills of the game. Crumbzz getting Lee Sin is not an easy thing to play against, and that was their priority pick.
Yeah, it's going to be harder for LMQ now because Zion's getting out of control. See if he can save these.
Such a badass KiWiKiD.
Save these minions for Shiphtur. Does get the Targon execute on Cannon Minion.
Yeah.
QtPie has almost got his Ghost Blade to go along with his Blade of the Ruined King. Just waiting.
It'll be close. They all laughed at him before. Not anymore. He's not the hipster. 19 minutes coming up on the clock. A 6,000 gold lead. It's been a while since we looked towards the top of that scoreboard, but Dignitas has definitely given themselves a lead where they can make some errors, but they've been playing very consistent and haven't even fallen into that realm. 2 turrets in their favor right now. Still looking to drop mid, but that's LMQ. When they know to set up defense, it's going to be a little bit harder to get past that front line. Yeah,
you can see pretty much they're just fighting over their own jungle right now. Dignitas slowly encroaching on LMQ territory, throwing down the ward. Zhang gets caught.
Boom! Back and forth. Actually hits him into it. I think he should just let himself die there. Smart move. Can't really get anything out of that. The turret goes down to mid lane.
Multiple 4-man ganks right here. However,
not expecting that.
Dignitas, they're able to perform their 4 versus 1 at the turret, so they get an objective with the kill. Whereas Xian just dies in the jump.
Time on that. Oh, great.
Good shockwave, but he gets locked up.
You can only do so much, even if you have a shield to speed up and crowd control. There's a nice stand behind me, and Unbreakable coming in from KiWiKiD pretty much sets up a riot shield for the rest of the team to fight behind. Looks like they're going to relax on this one. They have some gold to spend. They're going to go ahead and go back and do that. We could have a Rabadon's very soon onto Shiphtur. That's going to make one of the highest damage ults in the game hit even harder. We see QtPie, like you said, very close. That Ghost Blade. There's the Rabadons.
Yep, Dignitas really don't have to worry too much right now. They've got Xian with his Trinity Force. He's already got everything he needs.
Yeah, that too.
To take anybody 1 versus 1. As we've seen, it takes multiple people to take him down. So if they decide to go for Xian, which they can do, it's going to cost LMQ multiple resources. Yep. And Dignitas are okay with that. As he's saying, they've taken the trade. Xian sacrifices his life valiantly for the good of the team, as Dig are able to get more out of it than LMQ.
Very smart plays, even if somebody's dying or they're taking a bit of damage to start it off. Xian still trying to go hard in the top lane. Like you said, that Triforce rush coming in from the Jax seems to still be working on him, but he's not against the Kayle or a Lulu top lane. Against the first Gragas of the NA LCS. So far, 111 to 102. And also mid lane, have to mention. Oh, maybe have to mention. Crumbzz getting hit up, locked down there. That's another time the ultimate's been used by NoName and nothing comes of it.
Yep, not able.
They're trying to get these picks.
He wasn't able to get that snowball rolling early with Rengar.
Just speaking shortly about Shiphtur and XiaoWeiXiao. 217 to 214. Usually Shifter's the one to fall behind in CS. Oh baby, teleport on the backside. He stops that. He said there's a little bit of distance between you and them, and I think I'm going to stay top lane.
Now, what they've done is cause Ackerman to walk back and forth inside the jungle.
It's only so big, KiWiKiD. It's only a big shield. You can get out of there alive. Wow, he does stay alive. They use so much to try and kill KiWiKiD, and they have nothing to keep it going.
That was a non-Ghost Blade aided culling as well, I believe. Not even popped there from QtPie. Able to zone off the team. No, they get 1 kill, and that's just... Not only is Spartan going to be able to bully top lane, but also the 4 versus 3 now.
Yep.
Hard defense for XiaoWeiXiao. See if he can pull it off. Does get stunned.
Okay. Oh, what a flash just in time. The fast fingers of XiaoWeiXiao. He's able to throw the ball out as well and counteract that. The turret's going to go down, but is there a reinitiation? There is not.
Ackerman roams down to mid, though. That means they sacrifice more up top. Extra farm for Spartan. Can he get to the turret? Might have to back off after that cannon minion because NoName's coming in hot.
Rengar ulti
doesn't have
not up.
ulti.
Yeah, not too hot. It's more of a waddle. 7-5 on the clock. They're going to be going back for Dragon. And QiWiKiD Vasilii, featured matchup coming into this game, 201 to 164. Lucian finally getting picked up after going through 2 champion selects without even really seeing any play. A lot of people said he's the guy to be grabbing with that build, the one that Reckless also put out in Europe in the LCS, and he seems to be working it just as well. KiWiKiD getting hit up once again. He is no stranger to being on the front line. Morgan shot one more time. QiWiKiD actually is not inside the shockwave, and he's free to relentless pursuit inside the Baron Den. Acathian Surprise does not take him out. KiWiKiD follows up with the Winter's Bite and chomps down right onto Ackerman.
Whew. LMQ did get the Dragon,
yeah.
but at least they secured one without their jungler. However, they just lose way too much map control here. Dig probably going to steamroll right in. Oh, Zhang gets 1 hit on the turret.
Yeah.
That local goal is actually really important. A lot of people forget.
Leave.
Yeah, they forget that there is local
leave.
gold. If you leave that to the minions, you're losing out.
Slow ward. Good counteract on the slow. Coming up on 10,000 gold in the pocket of Dignitas. LMQ wishes they
Short
had.
hop.
Nice. That's
Man.
such a crazy combination, because if it was Lee Sin, he could have done the same thing.
It's really hard. Have you ever thrown Ebola? Those things are really hard to aim.
Sounds like user error, Kobe.
Yeah, probably. I like how Zhang put down a ward in front of it, too, to try and block. Like he used to be able to do with Rammus and stuff.
Old school. This fight, one more time. What a move from KiWiKiD and QiWiKiD and the rest of the team flanking down from the top. Like you said, Dragon was grabbed there, but Dig just seems so sure of themselves in these fights.
Yep. They were able to re-collapse there. Shiphtur has pretty much been, he hasn't had much pressure on him at all, and he's been able to just fire away from the back lines with his Syndra. Lands a great stun there, followed by another ultimate for a kill, and he's already got 5 kills.
Right.
Once again, leading the team in kills. Going to become a very, very powerful force.
That's crazy. Finally getting to use that power. Zanyas is almost finished, so it won't even matter if NoName's going to be in range. He's going to have to go for someone else. QiWiKiD's got the Blade of the Ruined King to keep himself alive too, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and even though LMQ, they're still trying to go for things. They run at the Dragon, even without their jungler.
Pedal to the metal.
You can see how desperate they are. No jungler, don't care. We got 4 people just trying to get down the Dragon.
Yeah.
And even though they get it, they still lose out in the end. This gold lead is getting kind of out of control for them. But they are still willing to try everything, throw everything that they have at those objectives to try and get back in the game. There is bonus experience still, comeback experience on Dragon. So it does help out the team. Everybody who's around there when they take it.
Dignitas definitely going to have to put their foot down soon. They're doing it slow right now, as should be. Zion Spartan pushing the bottom lane, can teleport in. They'll have to bring the fight to him. KiWiKiD been huge on initiations this game. It's like he's loving Braum. It's like a Flash Annie you can stand still with. Just hit those Qs and the whole team's there.
He's been fairly happy with that situation. He's only died 1 time too. Pretty good showing there for KiWiKiD. Now LMQ, let's see what they do to answer this. Zion Spartan has switched lanes that he's split pushing in, getting really deep in that bottom lane. Plus he's got all this ward coverage, so not only does he get a whole lane of farm, but he's taking jungle farm. Already you can see the Cutlass is completed. He's working towards that ridiculous power. Blade plus Trinity Force, and they use him to draw up as much as they can to that top. See if he teleports in for this Baron, or if they just get it without him.
That shockwave so big. KiWiKid's taking the most damage from Baron. He's going down, and that's going to be a kill for more. That last spittle from Baron.
XiaoWeiXiao.
Thought he had the shield.
Shockwave on the only KiWiKiD gets so much damage there. He's able to take somebody out. NoName wants to follow it up on Crumbzz.
Oh, the Banshee's Veil just comes up for him. Oh my gosh, the timing. Wow.
Uh-oh. Ackerman, though, just gets chased down by Zion.
Yeah, could be bad. That would be a slow from the cask. He'll be all right, though. No, he gets bottom lane to push, though. Nobody can still pressure him. We see that the split push completely in Zion Spartan's favor. He lost 0 HP during that.
And slowly for LMQ, this Kog'Maw has got his double attack speed items. Scaling pretty well, but he's going to need that big boost of the Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
For 3rd item.
Living Artillery
you should not, in this situation, you definitely should not get a Last Twister for Kog'Maw. Not only does it do a lot of magic damage, but also nobody's building armor for Dig. Boom! It comes up. And the first one gets blocked. But
that's crazy.
Hit the second one.
And Banshee's Veil seems to be a good buy for Crumbzz this game. It would have been 3, 2, and 4 coming out of that. Clears from KiWiKiD. He's not worried. Nobody's been able to stop him yet. He's taken everything that LMQ has to offer and still gotten out alive. The plays are only getting easier to make for Dignitas as they gain more control.
Yeah, they've got plenty of control around Baron. Dragon's coming up in 1 more minute, so they'll get... they have that available for them if they want to just take that. Ooh, setting up here, though, in LMQ jungle.
Holy moly! Oh, it's like a full team kick. Oh, he just got 2 there. Somebody flashed out, but XiaoWeiXiao obliterated immediately. This is what an 11,000 gold lead looks like. 2 go down instantly. Dignitas, 42 seconds on Dragon. Baron's up. They have everything to toy with and grab if they want, and they can make LMQ dance to their tune.
Let's take another look at this. Crumbzz comes in, hits 1. More dash, gets the kick onto more into XiaoWeiXiao. Oh!
It's just like being bobbled up and down. I don't think he touched the ground.
Yeah, there's no way for LMQ to actually venture into this Baron pit and get vision. So at this point, they've only got their lives to lose. Nothing to gain here.
Everybody's got a dash, a jump, something on this team, and KiWiKiD can follow that up too. He'll be right on the front line with that dash or jump or the defense peel.
And hey, it's not the end of the week. This is the beginning of the week. Dignitas looking good.
Yeah, that's right.
They usually come back really strong at the beginning of the weeks. Let's see how they finish it out.
We saw Skara on KiWiKid's headset in the beginning, kind of chatting to the team, talking it up. Most of the chat was with Shiphtur. Maybe it was something different, saying you're going to get focused. I don't know. It seems like he's taking control of that. 5-1 and 2, 309, hitting out over 20 CS on XiaoWeiXiao. Not something you normally see, especially coming from Shiphtur, one of the lower farmers.
Yep, he's had a very solid Sindra game here. His roam over at the beginning, when LMQ did their ill-fated invade with the 2 ackerman and NoName, was very, very timely. Adding an extra kill for Dig. And it's kind of gone to plan for them. I mean, they talked about how much they were going to put into the early game, and it's the key to taking down this LMQ team. Pretty much all going according to plan, and they've executed very well since then as well. Dragon after dragon after dragon. Only that 1 for LMQ that actually cost them 3 people's lives.
And LMQ is waiting right now. They're saying, where's Dig? We're just farming. Our lanes are super pushed out. But is this where LMQ kind of starts to put themselves in the positive defensive position? Because they banned out all of Shiphtur's siege, so it's going to be a little harder if they can't dive under the turret. It's hard to dive a Gragas, hard to dive a Mord.
Well, it's actually going to be pretty easy. Oh, here we go. LMQ getting pretty desperate. They force the fight.
Dodge. 14,000 gold behind. They're doing what they can to get this fight on, but Dignitas knows they have the cash. There's the hit. The Winter's Bite just missing. And for what it's worth, that was just more going down. The turret may take some damage here.
So they forced the fight because they have nothing to deal with Zhang Spartan now. Zhang Spartan, he's the strongest 1v1 on the map.
Won't matter.
Nobody can go deal with him, so they just force the fight to try and get the TP and hope that they can kill somebody before the TP completes.
So it doesn't even matter about getting to the turrets. It's about spreading LMQ thin. So far, 1 out. Moore's back in 1 second. Still very low in levels. This is almost where LMQ loves to fight, when they can keep returning to the fight and keep it going until they whittle you down. This time, with such a gold lead, Dignitas can make errors and still be in the lead here. Back to Zion Spartan in the split push. They're going to start spreading LMQ thin on their own baseline.
Yeah, they like to fight, but they like fighting fair fights. This is kind of like LMQ are wielding a spoon and Dignitas have an AK-47 as far as gold is concerned.
Damn. That's a rough fight.
That's a rough
fight. We'll see what they can do with this spoon.
All right, let's see. Mind over matter here. There is no spoon. They can do
that would suck because they need it at least.
They need something. Go for the eyeballs, probably.
There you go. Get the gouge. We got it. All right, plan in action. See if they can set the priority straight. Going on to the mid turret here. Coming up 32 minutes in this game. There's the ult. What a KiWiKiD. Unbreakable. Very nice. Looks like they're going to be able to do this. They feel pretty comfortable being this close. Hey, looks like NoName is just eating the culling from QT Pie. They're onto the turret now. And QT Pie with it. Infinity Edge as well. Gotta be very careful here. Without Zion Spartan on full, well,
Yeah,
he's
what's
still
Zion
on
doing?
full split push. It's
Classic
just
Zion.
LMQ doesn't care. Turret goes down. He's in a 3v1 right now. Moore's gonna have to soul shackle this guy. It's not even gonna matter. Zion Spartan trying to go hard. He takes 4 members. He takes down 2, and the rest of the team's gonna start clearing out the base. Dignitas opens up their present. They're gonna see what's inside finally.
Yeah, Zion reminding the rest of the North American top laners what a Fed Jax can do late game split pushing. Able to take advantage, and they crack right into the base. 2 inhibitors down. Let's see if they wait for Zion or go to finish it.
What? Crumbzz going a little ham on that one. Gets himself all the way in under the Nexus turrets. That's all right, though. Like we said, errors can be made, and that wasn't even an error. They're just doing what they can to have fun right now because they're so far ahead. It might be one of the really bigger gold leads we've seen in NA LCS Summer Split.
Zion stacked up, max passive attack speed, got his ultimate rolling there.
Bobby on the head.
Who gets that last kill? Shiphtur comes in
Yeah.
to take that one.
What's up, XiaoWeiXiao?
Yeah, he's just walking around the crumbs of his base.
Yeah.
The rubble.
On fire right now. They even have the pink wards laid down in their base as well to make sure they have all the vision and none of it's cleared out behind any of those little trees between the inhibitors. About the same time on Dragon and Baron, really would only be stats to help Dignitas get in the base. I don't see it being a problem for them, even if they want to go toward 5-1 and 4-1 and 6, 7-1 and 2, and 2-0-7, the core of that team in the middle. And Zion Spartan's able to take out anybody at 1-3 and 8.
Yeah, he's got a Banshees on top of his Merc Treads. Really difficult to keep him held down because when you are dealing with a late game Fed Jax, pretty much your only hope is to keep him crowd control. But he's got not only tenacity, but he's going to be blocking. KiWiKiD, or PewDiePie there is calling in the airstrike, but they missed.
A little off to the left. That's all right. Slow moving here. Right through the uprights. And on the other side, too. Onto the turret. Last one for Dignitas to take down. And there will be so many minions. LMQ is going to be running scared for the hills. They won't have enough to stop this all. Looking for Vasilii. Where's his positioning? He did get some good living artilleries and some bio-arcane shots off last time. But Zion Spartan raking hell over here.
Yeah, he's soloing Nexus turrets here while the rest of the team, he just really commits to split pushing. He's never joining up with the rest of the team.
Yeah,
he's
not
all the way to Nexus.
Still trying to go in. LM NoName gonna go down. LMQ NoName, I should say. Moore is there to get into the fight. That Soul Shackle's not really able to clean anything up. Rengar goes down. That's NoName. And it looks like all of the Dignitas members staying alive. KiWiKiD, a sliver of health, is going to help the team as well get this finisher. 35 minutes into the game. Dignitas is going to take down LMQ. Very nice game.
All right, guys. Jax is not dead.
Not dead at all.
Zion wielding him very, very effectively in that split push game.
The split push game, the 2v none in the beginning, definitely helping Jax in the jungle to not get hit up. Would have seen an awesome matchup, Gragas Jax in the top lane, but with the way it happened, Zion Spartan got his way many times over, as well as the rest of the team. The Syndra pick at 9-1 and 3 coming in for Shiphtur.
All right, not only was Zion a beast late, but early on, that Counter-Strike on 2 members of LMQ in the jungle invade, they just decimated NoName and Ackerman.
PewDiePie, as many thought, would go for the Lucian. They were able to pick it. A lot of Lucian was passed up today. And you can see the power that outputs as well. PewDiePie talking with KiWiKiD right now, just how awesome that was. KiWiKiD as well. Just the brute force he came out with in Braum this game, soaking up 3-4 ultimates in a fight, somehow seamlessly getting away, and then the team cleans up.
Yeah, last week had a bit of a blooper, but that has never deterred Kiwi.
Nope.
He will go right back to any champion. Remember when he started with Annie? He flashed Tibber. There were several missed flash Tibbers, but he never gave up on the champion. He kept playing it, and eventually he mastered it. Same thing with Thresh. His Thresh in the very beginning,
yeah,
a lot of bloopers. However, he keeps at it until he masters his champion.
It's kind of the same thing he said when he went into top lane. Yeah, he might have had the most deaths at one point, but he got better, and he always said.
And he transferred down to bottom lane.
Yeah, he always said, I have the potential to kind of just be the best. I've been given that position. So he takes that up even at support as well. Good guy, KiWiKiD.
Yeah, I think the best thing that KiWiKiD ever did was going down to support.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You always
so
need a
much
smile
best
on the
stuff.
support. Keeps things on the up and up. Right now, actually, we're going to send it down to Jack, who's standing by on the blue side.
I know.
Hey guys, thank you very much. Crumbzz, mid-conversation right there, an unfortunate kick in mid-game, but really, overall, the game went much better than it did last week. What do you think, what do you guys do in the off week or in the split you had to prepare for this match?
I think we actually managed to figure out a way to make our practice be meaningful, so we're actually getting good improvement in our practice. So we're thinking about our shot calling, our warding, our picks, pretty much really focusing on making our LCS play be the same as our practice, and that's been the focus throughout the last week, and it's shown.
Yeah, and I mean, this is another time you guys have beaten LMQ fairly handily. What has been the key for you guys to actually defeat these guys so well both times?
You know, I think the game was going pretty slow at first until we got the first dragon. So we saw them in another place. We got the early dragon, got a little bit of a lead. And then they pretty much, since they had 2 people top, it was kind of safe to assume that they would kind of invade our blue side, because we know they started blue. So you typically want to invade a blue when you have a 4-man advantage. And then we double warded that with a lot of pinks. We put a lot of focus in that, and then they just walked right straight into us, and we killed them there. And from then on, it just snowballed out of control for them.
With this win as well, you guys gained sole possession of first place, actually. Yet Complexity won against Cloud9 as well. What do you think is contributing to all these topsy-turvy and amount of upsets in the North American LCS?
Well, I think it's this team's improving, to be honest. You know, at first you'd be able to say, "Oh, Complexity is not a good team," but now in their play, you could see that they actually have their picks solidified. Their strategy seems really solid. So I think that they're no longer a team to be taken lightly. And same with pretty much all the other teams so far. They've really been able to step it up, because you don't want to be left behind, right? You don't want to be the team that everyone's trash talking and all that stuff. So everyone's just really looking to improve as much each week, because it's so neck and neck. It's not about who's better; it's about who improves faster.
And I have to ask you the final question. With CLG coming up tomorrow, and your outspoken comments in the past, how difficult will that game against CLG be for you guys tomorrow?
You know, they had a really rough game today. They didn't look like the CLG that we all know at all, so I really don't know what to take from that game from it. And from what I've heard, apparently they've had a rough week of scrims, so they may be struggling right now, but there's still no one to take lightly, because they were in first place, basically tied for the past 2 or 3 weeks, so they're still a really good contender. But I think that our performance today really outshined theirs. Even so, though, you can't say like one poor performance from a team is going to determine how they play forever.
So no easy game anymore from you right here.
No, I don't think so.
All right, thank you very much, Crumbzz. Congratulations on the victory and best of luck tomorrow. But for now, send it back to the guys at the desk to close out the day.
Thank you very much, Jat. Let's go ahead and pull up the standings to see how things look in the North American LCS. Alone in first place, it's Dignitas.
And one game back in second place, it's a 3-way tie. CLG, LMQ, and TSM, each holding 8 wins. And sliding down into 5th place is Cloud9.
At the bottom of the table, it's another 3-way tie for 6th place with Complexity, Evil Geniuses, and Team Curse. We'll be back tomorrow with another full schedule of matches, starting with Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses. That's followed by LMQ battling it out with Team Solo Mid.
And CLG faces off against Dignitas, and Curse will take on Complexity. Then stay tuned for our coverage of the North American Challenger Series, round of 10 planned.
That's right. The action gets underway Sunday at noon Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And finally, a quick broadcast correction. The LCS preview show next week will be hitting your browser at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, 4:30 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Be sure to update your calendars and tune in. You won't want to miss it. It's going to do it for us today. So for myself, Kobe, Jat, Freak, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching. See you back here tomorrow.
Okay, we can turn. We can push them in. Push them out.
He's gonna go in. He's gonna go in. Double lift. Look at double lift.
Got it.
Double lift.
Double lift.
Good job. Look at Sarah. We can chase. Link serve.
Go.
Bombs away, mateys.
That was nice. Oh my gosh, again, West Rice is just on full initiation mode. Sneaky doesn't even get a chance to breathe along with Lemon Nation.
Turtle shell.
Oh.
But you should cha.
Baron number 2 start for Curse. Baron number 2 not killed for
Oh! What a great combination. They're going to be cleaning this one up. Ultek with a few more kills. A triple kill to end out the game at 7-0-4 on his first Jinx play in the North American LCS. The last shot, he gets double lift on the 5. Going for the he gets the penta kill!
Go over my role.
All right, KiWiKiD, your job is not to flash for the AD carry. Please, I'm serious. Please don't do that. You're the most valuable player on the team.
Oh, the Culling's going to be right up front. Not actually used just yet. He holds it. Now hitting NoName. NoName splits off to the left. A 2-man shockwave, not doing all that much damage, but Ackerman comes in to disperse the fight.
Setting up here though in LMQ jungle.
Holy moly. Oh, it's like a full team kick. Oh, he just got 2 there. Somebody flashed out, but XiaoWeiXiao obliterated immediately. This is what an 11,000 gold lead looks like.